the expert, and we're asking that question, is now a good time to buy a cottage? You go out into, whether it's north or east, and you've been really informing us on some of the good points, right,
Yes.
about buying a cottage at this time of year. We're going to continue this conversation here. Next up, let's see what we got here. All right, easier scheduling.
Yes. So during the summer months, usually the seller is there. They want to enjoy their weekends, their long weekends. And now that they're going back to school, back to work, not have the holidays anymore, right? They probably used up all their time.
Mm-hmm.
So to gain access to the property, you will have easier scheduling.
That's good to know. Okay. And extended enjoyment. So even at this time of year, especially at this time of year, I guess is what you're saying.
Yes, so it depends on the property, but then can you imagine purchasing a property now and getting to enjoy even, over a bonfire, enjoying those Thanksgiving, and having family. I know that my sister personally has extended cottage time, and she has everybody over for Thanksgiving, and you just put on a bonfire. So don't just think about a cottage in June and July.
Sure. Right. I think of it in the fall would be just absolutely exquisite.
Exactly.
Just unforgettable. Okay, we do have a viewer question for you, and it's coming in from Marianne, and she asks, if I want to sell a cottage but it's in a flood zone, what do I need to know? Colleen.
So what we need to know, and because Ottawa is very water dense, a lot of properties are in flood zones. So what I would say to her, and thank you for the question, by the way, is the fact that find out when was the last time it flooded. Was there, if it even ever flooded, and if it did, then was the insurance and all those claims and the paperwork done. But if it's not ever flooded, but you're in a flood zone, then you can be proactive and prove that as well.
Okay, that's great to know. Thank you for that question, Marianne. Okay, we're going to continue our conversation. Buying a cottage in September, lower prices on summer items, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
This is a great incentive.
It's a great incentive because the fact is that everyone wants a cottage in the summer, and now people are not thinking about it. So the prices do have a tendency to come down. And as well, you might get some extra items like a kayak or include other, summer fun things. Okay?
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Next up here. Okay. Do you need to make sure that it's prepared for the winter?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So this is something that is, if I say anything today, this is the most important, because if you buy a cottage, then you can make sure if it's not a four-season cottage, that it is actually winterized. You need to blow out your pipes. You need to make sure that that everything is done properly, so that when you come back in April or May, that nothing has gone wrong. And so it's really important that this is done to the most professional level ever, including what about pulling out the dock?
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to pull out the dock in November.
No.
Who wants to be in the water in November?
Yeah, it's so good you can do that ahead. If you're going to purchase a cottage in September, then you're doing it ahead of winter.
Exactly. So you have to think about the dock, right? If you're doing a winterized. So there are things that you have to consider. And a good realtor, my team and I would definitely help you to check all the boxes so that you make sure that you're protected, because your realtor does matter.
Colleen Lyle from TrinityStone Realty, thank you very much for coming on.